Move on very quickly, staying with this segment of Next in Nutrition. We now will be having a panel, in fact, on Next in Nutrition. And in fact, to speak about the theme of the future of nutrition, we have a very holistic panel that we've drawn together for you. So I want to quickly call on stage now, one by one, all the panelists. Professor Shilpa Bhupathiraju, could we please have you on stage first? From Harvard, T.H. Chan School of Public Health, Professor Bhupathiraju, I invite you on stage. Also, joining us for this session is Dr. Shashank Joshi, endocrinologist. Dr. Joshi, welcome to NXT. Dr. Manveer Bhatia is also with us live, neurologist and sleep specialist. Dr. Manveer Bhatia, please come on to stage as well. And oncologist Dr. Garvit Chitkara also joins us now at the Bharat Mandapam in Delhi. And once again, coming back on stage to steer this conversation forward in the role this time as a moderator is holistic nutrition, integrative and lifestyle medicine expert and author Luke Coutinho. So Luke, handing the floor over to you once again.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we have this amazing panel of very busy experts who have taken time out of their schedules. Some of them we have Professor who's traveled in from Boston. We have doctors who have traveled in from Bombay to share the next 25 to 30 minutes with something that will help us to reimagine the way medicine, lifestyle, and nutrition now starts to work. We have a health crisis in our country right now. Is medicine treating just the symptoms, and is lifestyle fueling disease? Is our medical system fragmented? And if it is, how do we integrate it together to bring the best experts together to move from a model of illness to wellness, to have prevention before prescriptions? Before I sit today, I want us to understand that we're living in a country where we have expert doctors, we have nutritionists, we have personal trainers, we have nutrition, we have alternative medicine, but yet we're the diabetic capital of the world. Yet we have people dying from cardiovascular events when they shouldn't have. And we have cancer that's sprouting all over the country rapidly. What's going wrong? What is the problem? Is it that the medicine is not good enough? That's not true. Or is it that we're not treating lifestyle disorders? Today we have an amazing panel. I want to start off by introducing Professor Shilpa. Thank you for coming in all the way from Boston. Assistant Professor of Medicine and Nutrition, Harvard Medical School. We have Dr. Shashank Joshi, Padma Shri awardee, consultant endocrinologist at Leelavati Hospital and HN Reliance Hospital. We have Dr. Manveer, thank you so much for being here, senior neurologist and sleep specialist, Director of Neurology Sleep Center, New Delhi. And we have Dr. Garvit, Associate Director of Breast Surgical Oncology at Nanavati Max Institute Cancer Care. As you can see, we have a very diverse panel that looks at metabolic disorders and lifestyle diseases. And today, we're here to get into their brains and understand how we can we have a lot of medical students out here. You're here at the right time to mold your brains in a particular way that is now going to be the future of medicine. Professor Shilpa, I'll start off with you. For decades, we focused on calories, nutrients, but today we're seeing rising metabolic disease everywhere. Is it the problem of food, or is it modern lifestyles? And have we disconnected from the whole ecosystem of lifestyle and healthcare?
Thanks, Luke. It's an honor to be here. For very long, nutrition is very complex. So we've often taken a very reductionist approach. So looking at calories, from carbs, from fat, and we've actually moved away from that. We're looking at foods, and now we're looking at overall diet patterns because nobody eats a single nutrient or a single food. We eat an overall diet. And so research has really focused on looking at these dietary patterns and how they are associated with chronic disease risk. And again, food doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? So what's available to us is shaped very much by structural determinants of health, It's something that we talk quite a bit in the public health space. So, along with food, your lifestyle, how much are you moving around? What does your food environment look like, right? If you want to change diet, but the environment is backed against you, you are losing a battle, right? There's no way you can compete with, the big food giants that are pushing, marketing these ultra-processed foods on us. So I think we need to take a more systems-level approach to NCD prevention, and absolutely diet is very central to that. And of course, lifestyle, sleep. When we're in a better mood, we tend to eat healthier as well. So I think it's time for us to move away from a simple calories in, calories out, carb counting, to looking at what does my plate look like? Is it filled up with the foods that are protective? What does my overall dietary pattern look like?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And we also want to use the NXT platform, which is a platform for brainstorming new ideas. You mentioned a beautiful word, ecosystem. While we need an ecosystem, as a country, we also need cleaner air, cleaner water, and we need to break this cycle of adulteration of food, which is also affecting our health in a big way. And because we have so many powerful minds at this session, we're hoping that these problems will eventually be solved for our country and our people. Dr. Shashank, such a pleasure to have you here. India is called the diabetic capital of the world. I know you hear this all the time. Is it purely genetic, or are we witnessing the consequences of rapidly changing lifestyles and food habits?
So, Luke, thank you for having me here, and congratulations to you and Kartika Sharma-ji for this wonderful conclave. Unfortunately, we are the world's capital of diabetes, but we want to be the diabetes care and the prevention capital of the world. And you asked a very pertinent question. Do we blame it all to our genes? Probably the genes load the gun, but the lifestyle pulls the trigger. So if your father or mother both have diabetes, your likelihood of getting diabetes is 90%. If one parent, it's 70%. One relative, it's 40%. But you can prevent it by appropriate lifestyle. And we are having the perfect storm. Because as we become affluent, and I call this affluenza, not the influenza, because we are in the NCD explosion, clearly as we become affluent, we become sedentary and we become physically inactive. And then we are exploded with this entire spectrum of ultra-processed foods, which are wrong foods. We eat too much. There is calorie bombs all over. And I'm mindful that, we have barriers between food for all of you all in the audience and everybody around, but clearly we eat too much. We are eating too much of carbs and fats, too little proteins. We are physically inactive. Today is the World Sleep Day, and we have a world expert in sleep here. We sleep less. We are always stressed out. So we are actually, lifestyle is pulling the trigger in a perfect storm, which is not only making us put on weight, but is causing type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance. And unfortunately, over centuries, we are blessed. It's a polygenic disease. So we have the genes, the guns loaded, but the trigger is pulled by the lifestyle. And that's really the truth. And therefore, it's very, very important that we go to the root cause. And I think the root cause is in lifestyle. Because even if we are genetically predisposed and disadvantaged, there are two things. One is, on planet Earth, there are 8 billion people. 1.46 billion people live in India. Around 100 million people live with diabetes. 136 million people live with type 2 diabetes. So we are world number 2 right now. But we would like to be the world number 1, as our Honorable Prime Minister said, in care, in prevention, in policy. And I think we congratulate you and your entire team and Kartika ji for this next generation vision. Can we tap our resources and create and build a movement around physical activity, around mindful eating, around appropriate lifestyle, so that even if we are having a genetic disadvantage, can we make a lifestyle change? And small things. Can we sleep a little better? Can we move a little more? Can we do those extra 1,000, 2,000 steps every day? Can we take better breath? So I think it's important that we ensure that we don't pull the lifestyle trigger on a genetically loaded gun of Indians, and we are all thin fat Indians. Unlike our Caucasian brothers and sisters or our African brothers and sisters, we have little extra fat in our body. And that's actually the trigger, because it's going in the wrong sides, like the vessels, the heart, the liver, the kidney. And that's really pulling out all this trigger of the entire NCD spectrum, not just type 2 diabetes, but a little bit of fatty liver, a little bit of heart disease, and cancer, and so on and so forth. So it's important that we can make a change on the lifestyle, so that even if we are genetically disadvantaged, and now we have genomics, we have AI to screen people who are at risk. But even if you know you are at risk, we need to make a change. And who is at risk? Any person who's got a family history positive for type 2 diabetes, or if your waist circumference is more than 90 centimeters for a man, 80 centimeters for a woman, after the age 20 you should start screening. Because for every one person living with diabetes on planet Earth, another person doesn't know that they have diabetes. We don't screen. 50% people don't know that they have diabetes. And in rural India, almost every third person doesn't know that they are living with type 2 diabetes. And they'll end up with complications. So we need a world free from complications of diabetes. We need to detect it early, and we need to be aggressive, but we can even prevent it. And therefore, I think, though we are disadvantaged genetically, which is your question, I think lifestyle triggers make the change.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor, for focusing on lifestyle and prevention. Today is World Sleep Day. How many of you have slept for 8 hours? Put your hands up. Hands up. Anyone slept for 8 hours? 1, 2, 3. I can count these numbers. Anyone slept for less than 6 hours? Put your hands up. Okay, not so proudly, just put your hands up. I'm kidding. Let's introduce you to Dr. Manveer. Thank you so much, a sleep specialist and a neurologist. Doctor, I have a question for you. India is increasingly sleep deprived. We can see these repercussions in medical reports. Like you can look at a report today and tell how much a patient has slept. How serious is chronic sleep deprivation as a driver of disease? And what is the one habit that we should first fix meaningfully if we want to improve our sleep and hence our health?
Thank you so much, Luke. And I think it's wonderful to talk about the disorders or issues which we can come up with a lifestyle modification. And yes, sleep happens to be, we talk about the 3 pillars of health: nutrition, exercise, and sleep. But the sleep specialists say it's the foundation. So if your sleep is good, you will make what is called as good choices for eating, and you will also get motivated to walk. So that's one thing that we always like to say. Sleep deprivation, and I think he has already given a good demonstration by the number of hands which went up. So less than 6 hours per night on a regular basis is called sleep deprivation. How does it impact the health? And I think we'll start with the younger people. What does it impact them? And then we'll talk about the other issues, because that's more pertinent to them. A lot of people talk about this word which has become very popular called as the brain fog. So it kind of came up during COVID, it came up a lot during post-COVID, and it was thought, is it like a neurological symptom of something called as post-COVID? But we do know that sleep deprivation causes this brain fog. And for the youngsters here, they know or they understand that word, that basically your concentration, ability to focus, creativity, productivity, everything is impaired. So they say they sit at a workplace, but they're not able, they know that that's not their best that they are performing. So that's one part of it. Second is, which I want to talk about, especially again to this, pertinent to this population, is emotional liability. People are just very aggressive, very angry, very rash, and they can see it that my personality was not like this. So there is something which happens to you when your sleep is not adequate. The emotional centers in the brain, the emotional regulatory mechanisms start failing. So you are spiking off, or we call it a short fuse. Very easily people are sparking. So that's number 2. Number 3 is all the metabolic problems that we talked about. The diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, strokes, heart attacks, which was shown by the previous speakers about the robotics for the stroke. We have enough number of strokes in our country. So I think there's a very big chunk of the whole metabolic problems. I'll just talk a little bit more about the relationship with weight. So weight or body weight, as it's become like a big thing now about obesity or the nutrition, is that we make wrong choices, what we eat, and the timing of food that we eat. So we have these 2 hormones which control what we eat and how much we eat and when to stop. Just to say, both hormones have gone haywire. So you tend to eat a lot more, and the message doesn't go to your brain that you are full, so you'll keep eating. And you also want to have, the craving is for these carbs, the ice creams at night, the fried foods at night. And of course, adding to that is our 24-hour supply system. I had a patient yesterday, and the father said, I think every Swiggy person and every Zomato person knows my son. And the son was 120 kg, 35 years old. So I think that's the kind of issues that we are sitting with this sleep deprivation.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Dr. Garvit, cancer is often seen as something random or genetic, but increasingly we hear about lifestyle, inflammation, and environment. How much of cancer risk is actually influenced by how we live?
So, to put it very easy, is that there's only 10% of breast cancer that we are seeing today is genetic. In India, maybe it's a little higher than 10%, and it's about 15%. But rest of the breast cancer that we are seeing in India is technically a lifestyle disorder. It is because of what we are eating, what we are breathing, what we are trying to do, whether we are sleeping adequately or not, whether how obese we are, what is our exercise level. So these things make a lot of difference in our body's repair mechanism. The cause of all cancer is DNA repair mechanism, which is where we go wrong when we are not doing the necessary things just to keep our body in shape. And it is not, body in shape does not mean pumping iron in the gym. It means a lot more than that. It means a lot, it means whether we've slept adequately or not. It means what we are eating is correct or not. It means whether we've been able to calm our mind and whether we've been able to do whatever is necessary to go through the day in a calm state of mind. And if that does not happen, it increases the risk of all lifestyle disorders, whether it is diabetes, whether it is neurological problems, or whether it is cancer.
Thank you, Doctor. We have to end this amazing panel, but before that, 30 seconds each, you have the whole of India watching you right now. Professor Shilpa, what is that one lifestyle or habit change tip that you would like to give our country?
I guess eat a balanced diet. Make sure the quality of your diet matters, just not the quantity. You know, when you're thinking about carbs or protein or fat, the type of carbs matter, the type of protein matters, and the type of fat matters. Fat is not bad. We all need fat, but the type of fat we consume is important. And we've shown that, you know, when you make small changes, they don't have to be big, they don't have to be dramatic, that can actually reduce your risk for chronic disease in the long term.
That's amazing. Thank you. Dr. Shashank, your one lifestyle tip.
So I think my prevention mantra has always remained universal. Eat slowly, eat on time, eat right, walk more, do physical activity, do yoga, you know, sleep well and smile. And all of us are digitally intoxicated, so do 1 hour digital detox every day.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Garvit, your one lifestyle tip for everyone watching today.
So we have experts from all over the world here, and you will see the common distinction between all of us. So to prevent cancer, decrease your weight, have a healthy weight, have a calm lifestyle, and exercise regularly. That's.
Thank you. I see commonalities between everyone's advice. And like I said, we have the knowledge, but we have a lack of action. That's one of our big takeaways for today. Action. Dr. Manveer, your lifestyle tip for the country watching right now.
So I think consistency.
Beautiful.
Consistency is the key. Do not fluctuate, and a relaxed brain at the bedtime. So we are just in this 24-hour society. Too much connectivity is what's creating a problem. People are saying we can't shut the mind. So have a gap, end the day and start the night, and keep it consistent. You will get good sleep.
Thank you so much. This is such an amazing panel. We have top doctors from across the country, flown in from different parts of the world, and none of them prescribed you a pill. And I hope you never need that pill, because you're going to start your new investment, like, you know, SIPs, long-term. It's consistency with your lifestyle changes. Compound. All of you know the power of compounding, right? Just move away from the financial model and make it your health model. The power of compounding. Thank you, doctors. Thank you so much for such an amazing panel. Can we have a warm round of applause for our amazing panel?